Israeli military killed over 2,200 Palestinians in 7 days following Hamas's attack. Let's see where countries stand. Iran vehemently condemned Israel's action, citing human rights violations.
پیشانی و بازوی طراحان مدبر و هوشمند و جوانان شجاع فلسطین رو میبوسیم.
On the other hand, Russian Prime Minister Putin blamed America for its Middle East policy, urging an urgent ceasefire.
That this is a clear example of the failure of the policy of the United States in the Middle East, which tried to monopolize the resolution of the conflict, but unfortunately wasn't concerned with finding compromises acceptable to both sides. On the contrary, it promoted its own ideas about how this should be done.
Saudi Arabia paused its normalization deal with Israel and called for a halt in the conflict's escalation. China demanded an immediate ceasefire and addressing root causes, stating Israel had gone too far. King Abdullah of Jordan stated that peace in the Middle East requires an independent Palestinian state alongside Israel. Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi said that Israel's activity in Gaza had exceeded its right to self-defense and had become collective punishment. Pakistan also labeled Israel's Gaza siege as a genocide.
We also condemn the siege of Gaza. This is a very unfortunate situation in the sense that in Gaza people have no water, they have no health facilities, they have no food, which is again something which creates one of the major humanitarian crises. And this is a situation that can be equated with genocide. As a matter of fact, it is a genocide being conducted by Israel against the people of poor people of Palestine.
Turkish President Erdogan has offered mediation between Israel and Hamas.
İsrail'de meydana gelen hadiseler ışığında
urging all sides to avoid being impulsive and heightening tensions.
Iraq saw Israeli attacks as an extension of Palestinian oppression. Malaysia called for an end to violence, supporting the Palestinian cause, and emphasized a two-state solution. Canada condemned Hamas's attacks, but aided Palestinian civilians with $10 million.
The glorification of death and violence and terror has no place anywhere, including especially here in Canada. So let me be very clear. Hamas terrorists aren't a resistance. They're not freedom fighters. They are terrorists. And no one in Canada should be supporting them, much less celebrating them. Canada unequivocally and in the strongest possible terms condemns these terrorist attacks perpetrated by Hamas. We stand with Israel and reaffirm our support for Israel's right to defend itself in accordance with international law.
Norway criticized the Gaza blockade and insisted on Israel's compliance with international law. Colombian President Gustavo Petro issued an ultimatum threatening to suspend diplomatic relations with Israel after it halted military sales to Colombia due to Petro's stance on Israeli attacks in Gaza. South African President expressed solidarity with Palestinians against the Israeli offensive. At the forefront of supporting Israel is the United States, providing full military support while emphasizing diplomatic efforts.
Group of people who engaged in barbarism that is as consequential as the Holocaust. And so I think Israel has to respond. They have to go after Hamas. Now, Hamas is a bunch of cowards. They're hiding behind the civilians.
Indian Prime Minister Modi also stands in solidarity with Israel, offering condolences exclusively to Israelis. UK's Rishi Sunak has also promised to keep Jewish communities safe as anti-Semitism grows.